back. HollowPlanets.com. Jan Lampbrecht, great book, Hollow Planets, a feasibility study of possible hollow worlds. I'm Jay Weidner. You're listening to the Smoke and Mirrors Radio Hour. It's Friday here. Jan got up at 4 in the morning in South Africa, one of those beautiful countries I've ever seen. And Jan, this idea of the star inside planets, all planets, that is really could explain a lot of things. It is.
If you want to, I would urge you to actually get hold of Dr. Marvin Herndon. I've got his email address. And if you want to interview him, you're welcome.
I will.
And he will talk about his idea. He won't support the Hollow Earth idea or that sort of thing, but he will talk about nuclear science and what it means. He even wrote a book. He wrote a book, can't remember its name now, but he's written a book which is well worth the read as well. It's also privately published. Out of all of my researches, as you no doubt realize, I came across a lot of bizarre things while I was looking. But of all the things I researched, I want to tell you, if you're looking for suppressed science, there is no better topic than this topic. This topic is so solid in terms of science, and I've read stacks of his papers that he's written, and like I say, he's not the first nuclear scientist to talk about the idea that there is a nuclear reaction inside the Earth or inside other planets. But this topic is so solid, and yet this man is denied funds and all sorts of things. And he even will tell you how there is a mechanism whereby scientists who try to engage in any research that is, shall we call it, open-minded or different, there is a mechanism whereby these people are suppressed. They are denied funds. And in fact, there is a book written by several scientists. It's a free book. If you ask Dr. Herndon for it, he'll give it to you. I even have it on one of my websites. I think on my African Crisis website, I may have actually put the book up. It's a free book written by several scientists who talk about how science is suppressed. And I'll tell you another thing as well. Linked to the idea of nuclear reactions and this, there is another idea as well that also has a kind of a scientific backing. And it's an idea that came originally from Australia. The idea is called the expanding Earth theory. Mm-hmm. And interestingly enough, after I wrote Hollow Planets, there were quite a number of people who took an interest in the expanding Earth theory. Because, I mean, the Earth could... I asked myself, could the Earth expand and become hollow? Other people said, well, could it just expand and just become bigger? And interestingly enough, I got some emails, you won't believe this, I got some emails from some engineers at Lockheed Martin, the guys who built the stealth aircraft. And they actually invited me to take part in discussions, but I just didn't have the time and I wasn't pursuing the Hollow Earth idea anymore. But they invited me to take part in discussions because they were becoming very fascinated themselves by the expanding Earth idea. They thought that some of the concepts that I'd raised with Hollow Planets were worth pursuing, but maybe in another format.
Well, that's very interesting. That is very interesting, especially the suppression part of it. Usually, when I see the suppression, that's the more the suppression, the more I become interested in the subject.
I want to tell you something. You know, what Dr. Herndon is proposing is really so profound. And what he's even done, he started off by writing papers with the appropriate calculations and the proper science, reviewed, written up, published in a science journal, to tackle the problem of Earth and Jupiter and Saturn. And then what he later did was he started looking at the implications in terms of cosmology and the universe. And he was starting to draw other conclusions about the universe as a result of this idea. I want to tell you that if you're interested, I'll pop you an email after the show, and I'll give you Dr. Herndon's details, and you can speak to him yourself.
Please, I'd love to.
Because his ideas are the greatest advance in science since probably in a century. And it's amazing that here's this genius of an American, and he's completely ignored by the American scientific community.
It's happening everywhere here. Paul LaViolette, he's been driven out of the country. Tom Vallone and Paul LaViolette worked in the patent office in D.C. and they passed through all sorts of inventions for free energy, and they were all rejected. And eventually, everybody was fired. It was outrageous what's going on in this country right now. I have no idea what is happening.
I suggested to Dr. Herndon, though he didn't buy the idea, I suggested to Dr. Herndon that because certain types of science have got such incredible implications, that especially nuclear science because of its military applications, I suggested to him that in my view, there might be certain types of research where they don't want let's say your common civilian scientists going further down that path.